fiesta se formó. La música con variedad, tocamos desde salsa hasta reggaetón. Un vacilón, este es el show de la mañana en el tapón. Son un bombón, tírame remix, Elistón. Esto es el show de la mañana, el show. Esto es el show de la mañana, el show. Esto es el show de la mañana, el show. Esto es el show de la mañana, el show.
Este es el show de la mañana con Elio,
Esther
y Mafer.
Este es el show de la mañana, el show.
¡Eso!
We're back.
¡Qué maravilla! Eso es, we have everything going on.
Yeah.
Señoras y señores, vamos a estar hablando un poquito de inglés y español en esta próxima hora, que va a ser una hora bilingüe. Este servidor, Elio Piedra.
Mafer.
Somos
Tu Fiesta Radio.
Ahí está.
Hey.
Y como les decía, we're gonna be speaking English, our bilingual segment. Every month we have our Greater Gainesville Chamber of Commerce in the house with a special and exclusive touch today. We're super excited. And let's begin with Steve Caro.
Esteban, Tu Fiesta Radio. Good morning. I was listening to you guys on the way in this morning.
Wonderful.
And I'm picking up more and more every time I do, so I appreciate that. And
that's good.
I just want to say, La Casa de los Latinos.
Hey.
Every time the pronunciation is better. And
We're getting there. We're getting there, right?
That's awesome. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's introduce a guest for the first time, because it is the first time that actually she is with us here at 95.7, our new frequency and everything. But also, she is the reason why I am a member of the Chamber of Commerce here in Gainesville, Florida. And she is just a fireball that goes around making the community better and bringing more people and uplifting businesses. And oh my goodness, she is everything. Oh my goodness. Let's welcome for the very first time my dear friend Julia. Not Raymond anymore. Help me with the last name. Flencha. Yeah. Oh my
Did you get married or divorced? What was the change for?
I got married. So we'll be coming up for our 4th anniversary in March.
Okay.
But I was very lazy about changing my last name. So, so I did that a little bit later.
See.
Yeah, change like everything. It's a real big task.
Yeah.
But
so
yeah,
much paperwork.
Yes. But you can be my lead-in anywhere I go. That's great. Thank
I
you.
could have done that better, so thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I am glad that I actually asked you for the last name, because I didn't want to mess it up. After all of that, and then you call it whatever, So like
We're
me,
so
like the people, the guy that called me, he says so many beautiful things about me on TV when the parade. Elio Pedroya. And I was like, wow, that's a new one. And it was cool. I liked it actually.
It happens, yeah.
Julia, welcome.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
I always say at the Latin chapter, hablo un poquito español.
I love it.
You have such a great charisma and enthusiasm. I remember sharing with Elio last year when we did the business awards and gala. When you got into the stage, like the energy switched in the room. I was like, what? This is all that we needed. Did you guys realize that? Mm-hmm. It was amazing. I don't know. I was doing something, even looking at my phone, something. I just put my head up and I was like, wow, okay, this is good.
You. I appreciate
that. So that's a great charisma and enthusiasm.
That was a last minute switcheroo because one of our presenters was sick.
Oh.
So I found out that I was going on stage like 5 minutes beforehand,
wow.
maybe.
Even to realize at that moment, you did amazing, honestly.
Thank you.
Well, I think just that performance alone is making us rethink how we're going to do business awards next year. More to come on
okay.
that.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome. And just obviously keeping in mind that that's a day that I would never forget, thanks to you guys and Gil. That was so special that night. But today we're here to talk about obviously Greater Gainesville Chamber of Commerce, and we have two organizations within any initiatives within the Chamber of Commerce in Gainesville that we never spoke before, and one of them it is the Young Professionals of Gainesville, of Greater Gainesville, and also Leadership Gainesville. So let's talk about Leadership Gainesville. So what are the primary goals and objectives of Leadership Gainesville? What is the ultimate goal?
So it really provides us a unique opportunity to learn more about Greater Gainesville than you probably have ever been exposed to. So I took the program after I'd been in Gainesville for like 15 years. Thought I knew everything about Gainesville. I did not. I learned a lot.
Wow.
So it's a lot about getting to know your community better, becoming a stronger leader in your community so you can make more of an impact and learn a lot about yourself and your strengths. But also while connecting with, 50 other people, that you're now creating this group for collaboration and support.
Safe space.
Yeah. And it's really incredible. You spend 10 months with these people, only one day a month for, 8 to 5, but you just connect on a whole nother level. Like the people that were in my class from 5 years ago, like still great connections, people that I appreciate and like to watch their growth. And it's just really awesome.
And I feel like I remember last year we shared a little bit about that, and it is divided even inside of the same program, the leadership program. You guys have like government. I think there was a prison visit or something like that. Can you expand more on that?
So every month is a different focus point.
Okay.
So we talk about like our school programs in our schools here in Gainesville. We talk about our government. We talk about nonprofits, the arts and culture here. We explore nature. Like we try to showcase every aspect of Greater Gainesville, not just the parts that are important for you to be connected with because of, whatever services or needs you have, but also just showing you the uniqueness of Gainesville. Like, I just love to hear, like, I had no idea that this existed. I didn't even know that I could go here. Like, I didn't know I could support this, philanthropic effort in my community. Like, it's just very eye-opening for people.
And, I found the perception of some people, within our community, that to be able, or let's put it this way, to be part of Leadership Gainesville, you have to be a business owner.
Yeah, no. I would say majority of our class, especially this year, I think we might have like 3 business owners. Like primarily we end up creating this program as like your first step in leadership. Like it's your first training program that's really going to completely change your viewpoint of what kind of leader you are and what kind of impact and passion. Like, what's your drive? What are you going to work towards more? And it just ends up being a lot of individuals that are like mid-tier, like management, sometimes very fresh into the workforce. But then, of course, the more seasoned individuals that are looking to get connected, and growth should happen all throughout your
So it's
your
very
years.
diverse in that aspect. Sometimes people confuse it, and they think that to have leadership is you own a business and you have to be a leader or be on top of that business. But the reality is that you could be a leader in anything that you do. You know what I mean? Right. There are so many things that you do throughout the day where you have to take leadership on that position or on that role, delegate on others. So it's very good because in that way it's diverse. You don't only have the business side, but you also have those who are trying to outgrow their skills and all that.
Right.
And I wanted to ask you, what do you think, because you said you already went to the program, right?
Yeah.
So in your experience, what do you, can you now share with our audience here, sets Leadership Gainesville apart from other leadership programs within our community or let's say, or the state?
Well, number one, we are the longest leadership program in the state of Florida.
Wow.
So we are leading into class 52. So 52 years of, 50 individuals each year going through this program together. I think realistically, what sets us apart is that it's not just your opportunity to grow individually, it's your opportunity to grow as a community. Like that sense of community that you have and everything that you learn, like you learn about these gaps in your community that you could do better to support and to change. And when you, like, I get goosebumps talking about it because it's so cool. And at the end of it, you do a class project. So you spent, 9 months looking at all of these different aspects of the community, and then you decide what you, as a group of 50 people with different backgrounds, different industries, different strengths, are going to come together and make a lasting difference in Greater Gainesville. And then you do have the individual growth points. Like, after one of the days when we do the nonprofits, I took a full tour of Grace Marketplace, and that was so eye-opening that it encouraged me to get more involved, and it also encouraged me to actually go to be a board member with them. So now I sit on their board.
Nice.
And that's really cool to see, like, people starting with Leadership Gainesville, starting with that eye-opener, and then growing to actually support those causes more and just make a greater impact.
So it could even help you, like, be more engaged, like civic engaged, right?
Yeah.
Within your city, and see where really the necessities out there.
Right. And it's cool because there's people that have been in Gainesville for their whole life. Like, I have like 5 or 6 people in my class that have been in Gainesville their whole entire life. And I have heard them say multiple times throughout our class, I had no idea. Oh my God. That was really cool. This was a great day. I learned so much.
Wow.
So it's cool.
Wonderful. And do you guys have, throughout those 10 months, do you have different instructors, a speaker? What's kind of like the process for the day?
So each day will include different speakers. So you'll kind of bounce around. We have like our strength training and leadership training, which is specifically focused on your leadership skills. And Brent Ransom with the Sawgrass Group comes in, and he actually works with you all throughout the year. So you don't just get one session, you get multiple sessions with him.
I'll tell you this, the other day we had the annual meeting with the chamber. It was an amazing event as always, and I saw that Miss Pauline is retiring, right?
25 years, yeah.
So in 5 years or
No, she's been with us for 25.
25.
Thursday is her last day with us.
Wow, this coming Thursday?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I want to stop by and make sure I give my hug once again.
Yes.
But why I say this is because within the chamber there is like these individuals that you really care. I mean, I see it and I see like my grandma, I don't know, and then I've been thinking, I haven't gone to Leadership Games, I really want to go before Joe retires. You know what I mean? That's why I mentioned this, because Joe is the very first person that say, Elliot, you gotta go to Leadership Games. You gotta come with us. He's so passionate about it. And after seeing, the last event that now Miss Pauline retiring and see, oh my God, no, I wanna do this before. I wanna have the experience while Joe is also, part of the entire thing. So yeah, and now I wanna ask you, do you remember any inspiring experiences from past alumni from the program?
I mean, yeah, too many to name, honestly. But yeah, like I said, one of the most impactful being like looking at that nonprofit community. But also, we just learned so much about, you only see this community with what you see. Like, you stay in kind of your bubble, right? Like, you know your side of town, you know what you experience. But once you're exposed to all of these other aspects, it really changes your mindset of this Greater Gainesville region and where you can be most useful. Like, what talents do you have that you could really apply? And in various different ways. It doesn't just have to be in the nonprofit world, but also in leadership itself. Like, what can you assist others with? What kind of support can you offer to others? Even just your coworkers,
Exactly.
Or your employees. Like, maybe you're not that great of a boss. Maybe you are after Leadership Gainesville.
That's right. And is there a difference between, I'm seeing on the website, there is Leadership Gainesville and Leadership 2.0. Is it the same thing or?
No.
So okay.
We view Leadership Gainesville as like your most important, like, first course. Like, it covers so many different levels. And then where do you go from there? You know, it's like you can't.
What do you do with that?
You
that
can't
you
take
just learn?
Leadership
Yeah.
Gainesville again. So we're offering this next step in leadership development. And with that, you know, you do a 3-day course. So it's not as long, but it's, so, I mean, once again, I took it as well. So we just launched it last year, and I participated not just as support to help oversee it, but also, you know, as an attendee. And you take like these assessments, right? Like everyone has done different assessments, but he really breaks it down for you. And then also on top of that, when you see where you're lacking, he kind of gives you starting points, things to jump off from to improve yourself. And it's really, it can be anywhere from like mid-level management to upper tier management. Yeah, it's, you know, I don't really oversee too many people, but like it's something that I have learned so much from, that I know how to be a better boss. Once again.
Or a better leader.
A better leader. Oh my God.
Have you also taken the course?
I went
Steve?
through Leadership Gainesville, class of 41, 10 years ago.
Oh wow!
Yes.
How was your experience compared to today's experience in the program? How has it changed in 10 years?
Well, it's definitely added more leadership training to the leadership class, right? Back in the day, it wasn't a specialized like leadership trainer in the class. You would meet with presidents and CEOs, which we still do, but we didn't have a leadership trainer that would come in every session and sit with us and say, okay, today we're going to cover this topic, you know, and then it would fold into the day.
Wow.
But the experiences were fairly similar, I think.
Yeah.
Like going to school on the east side of town, sitting with the kids, seeing, you know, it rain outside and seeing water come in the classroom and they're all lifting their feet. And just, it opens your eyes to what's going on in the community.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
Wow.
And opportunities for our youth. Like, one of my favorite days is when we focus on the schools. And we do a visit to Lofton, which if you've grown up in Greater Gainesville, you know Lofton is where, like, the bad kids go. Like, that was kind of like the punished school, or where pregnant students went. Like, that was, they stayed in their little corner on the east side of Gainesville. And it changed, like, I don't know, 10 years ago, to this magnet school. And incredible programs. Like, you can get into, like, graphic design and game development and engineering. You can get into trade programs. You can get into, like, EMS. Like
Practical things.
practical things that they come out of graduation with certifications that they can utilize as well.
Wow.
So it's incredible.
And that makes an impact in that community that, you know, used to lack from that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like every time, you know, individuals will get there and be like, this is what Lofton is now. Oh, wow. I was wrong. And I'm like, I know. Eye-opener.
You talk about graduation, and I was wondering, once you graduate from the Leadership Gainesville program, is there any groups, like support groups or mastermind groups, or after, so you guys can follow up with any working group that, you know, maybe they are all alumni or something like that? Sometimes that happens.
So, first off, I have had a lot of fun coming into my new role with overseeing programs. One of the really great things is, as you were talking about, Joe has been, you know, within that Leadership Gainesville for so many years, and he brings so much to the table. And it's cool to collaborate with him. Like, there are the things that he knows very well that have happened for years, and then there are the things that, like, I know more about that I can kind of come in and, like, revitalize the program, change it up a little bit, provide new opportunities. Like, it's been fun to do that. And then going from there, the chamber actually took over the Leadership Gainesville Alumni Association, so it's now a program within the chamber. And once again, something really cool to revitalize. Creating opportunities for connections and getting reconnected with not just your class, but other alum that you can learn from. Like, we had, when we did our reunion, there was, what was like the oldest class?
Somebody went through it like 50 years ago.
Wow.
Was there.
Nice.
Yeah. And you're like, dang. And so it's those people that have been through the program, had those experiences, and then moved on with their growth. And now you get to learn from them and connect with them. So providing more opportunities for civic engagement and philanthropic efforts and things of that sort, because that's a lot of people that you can bring together and actually create an impact, like actually get something done.
That's a
so
lot
you
of
definitely
value.
have a value afterwards with that.
Right.
And before we jump into the Young Professionals group, that of course we're gonna tap into it, let's talk about the application and selection processes. Right now we have someone in the audience. We have a lot of people in the audience right now listening either on 95.7 or our Tu Fiesta Radio app, on Alexa, all over, and they say, okay, you know what, I want to be part of this program. So what's the next step for them? What can they do or they should do?
So we have an online application. You can get to it via our website. It's the Engagement Opportunities tab, and then you go to Leadership Gainesville. And basically, it's going to ask you questions about your workplace and who you are, but it's going to ask you questions about your passions and what you get involved in and how you view yourself as a leader. It's a very it's an in-depth application that really, what we're trying to get is like a full picture of you. And then from there, it goes into application review, and then we select our class.
And you guys do the reach out to the person and guess it.
Yeah, we get to send the nice letter of like, congratulations, you're part of Leadership Gainesville. And so that's kind of how the process works. Our applications are open now for class of 52. We're probably looking at closing it like June 1st. So trying to get people to push in their applications so we can kind of get the group together. And then the first session ends up being in August. And so you run August through May. May is your graduation.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys are running now the one for 2024.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's been so much fun.
That is awesome.
Wonderful.
That is awesome. So now let's
a
talk
great
about
opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we're gonna, before we go to our next break, we're gonna talk about Young Professionals Group. That is also part of Greater Gainesville Chamber of Commerce. There is a hate and love with this group. Let me tell you.
Those that are in it love it.
Right, exactly. And those that they can't, they hate it. And I'll explain why.
Right.
So let's talk about Young Professional, which is actually a group within a certain age. That's why, some people they want to be
the
on
word
it.
say itself, young professionals,
Yeah.
right? What are you getting mad about?
Not young at heart, but young.
So what are the ages of this group that is called Young Professionals of Greater Gainesville?
So we do 21 to 40. So when you're in your 40th year, that's your last year. We do not kick people out though. So I'm not like mean about it. It's just that kind of like
You don't get like you're 40, you're out now.
well,
It they look that you're about to go, no? You're not about to
Didn't
leave.
you just turn 42?
well, it's funny because early on in developing the group, we talked about that. Like, okay, once someone ages out, like, what next? And somebody suggested, kind of jokingly, but kind of not, like, we do a birthday party for those individuals, and they're like, okay.
That's an exit, Daddy.
It's like a graduation. You graduated. You're not a young professional. You're just a professional now.
That's so funny. And what is this group about? What is the ultimate goal, the roles? What's the what are you guys aiming for within the community?
So realistically, it's such an interesting way that like this community functions in that when you're, in college, when you're a grad student, you have a community. And it's very easy to find individuals with like minds, and yeah, it's just super easy. But once you get out of that realm, where are you connecting with people? Like I joke that it's like there's not a Tinder for finding friends, like
Exactly.
you don't have a little app for that. So like, where are you actually meeting people? Not only for personal connections, but once again, for like those professional connections, like meeting people that you can learn from and collaborate with and grow with. Like, so that's one aspect, fulfilling that gap that just really doesn't exist, that like safe place for those individuals that are in the in-between, basically.
Which is good to have. I was just sharing with her that sometimes these type of young professionals, you, me, we kind of like pass incognito, It's either like the students or the professionals that have 25, 30 years in the city working and everyone knows. So it's good to have a space where you can share and bring your ideas together. In that way, also, I don't know if that have helped, but I hear that there is so many like young professionals exiting, like we're losing people because they're just deciding to go after graduation somewhere else. And this might be a place that kind of like help with that retention, like allowing those young professionals to know that there is an opportunity in this city as well for whatever they want.
That is definitely one of the other purposes is, trying to retain that talent. So much talent comes into our community because of our university, because of our college, like incredible places to learn. But then once you're done, it's like, oh, I don't have opportunity in Gainesville. I got to go elsewhere. Well, that's because you don't know Gainesville.
Yeah.
So in our group, not only do you have opportunity to make connections, you have opportunities for professional and personal development, ways to get involved in the community. So we focus on civic engagement and philanthropic efforts. And then lastly, we focus on discovering Gainesville. So we'll showcase things that are uniquely Gainesville. We do a day at the Springs. We'll showcase like our local museums. So many different things. And so that's one way that we're trying to really keep our talent here is by showcasing Gainesville in a way that they can connect. Like connect on that personal level to see why they would love Gainesville.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm Gainesville's cheerleader, so I'm like, why wouldn't you love Gainesville? But
I like that. I will call you that. Like, Gainesville cheerleader.
Duh.
Very nice. Do you have to be a member of the chamber to join the young professionals?
So anybody that's currently enrolled at UF or Santa Fe College is able to be a member for free. Any young professional that is job seeking also can join for free. And then from there, if you work for a chamber member business, it's free membership. But if you don't fall in any of those categories, you can join at an individual rate of $75 for the year or $10 per month. And then that gets you access to all of our events. We do about 3 to 4 per month. And just
30 to 40 events per month.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
That's fun.
As she mentioned, they're doing like professional development.
That's why you got to be young.
Personal.
Right?
Like, I love that. She does a great networking event, teaches people how to introduce themselves to others, right? And just build those skills.
Nice.
Yeah.
So just to translate a little bit after all of this, hemos estado hablando.
Oh, you want to move away from it, huh?
Right?
Enough of that.
We've been talking about, hemos estado hablando acerca de dos grupos que son muy importantes. Uno es Leadership Gainesville, que es un grupo que tiene conceptos de liderazgo. No solamente para ser un líder no significa que tú seas un dueño de un proyecto, de un negocio. No necesariamente ser un líder es algo que es característico de cada persona, es individual, y por eso tú lo puedes desarrollar asistiendo a este tipo de programas. Y Young Professional es para las personas jóvenes hasta 40 years, until you are 40, right? Hasta que tengas 40 años de edad puedes participar en este tipo de programas que son parte de nuestra Cámara de Comercio. Son dos excelentes herramientas de crecimiento individual, profesional, o sea, y personal. So basically what I say is that those are two incredible tools of personal and business and professional growth that you can use. I mean, if you know how to use it, because sometimes people are like, I've been member of the chamber, but I haven't seen any result. Have you gone to any events? Have you do your part? Have you know, it's like having a hammer and just complaining about the nail. Oh, the nail is dead. Have you used the tool you have in your hands? Right?
It's true.
And you haven't used it. If you don't use the tool, it doesn't matter what the tool is. The tool is not gonna do the job for you. The tool is designed for you to use it, and that's exactly what the chamber is. It is a tool for you to grow professionally and personally with the community, surrounded by the community. So I this is amazing. What a hit, right? Bringing Julia here today.
Yes. Thank you.
That was great.
I'm like super proud of myself because while you were speaking in Spanish, I was like, I kind of understand all of this. I'm good at listening and understanding. It's the talking part. I'm like, ugh.
You know, you'll be surprised. My daughter, my oldest daughter, she goes to independent dance studios. So sometimes when I go with the parents now, well, no, the brand new studio that is coming up, but now we have to wait outside. And sometimes some parents that they only speak English, they say, "Hey, you know, I've been putting your station more." And it's kind of funny how my kids are speaking in Spanish. And I was like, I'm telling you, that's how my daughters, before even going to school, they were already speaking English because of the movies, because of the music, you know, and the fact that we play everything that is clean, you know. You don't have to worry about, if they say any bad words. No. It is everything has a filter. So it's good for parents for that type of education. So yes, through repetition, you know, you get that consistency.
I did Spanish kindergarten through 8th grade, so I've got that like little foundation. Yeah, and that's the importance of children learning another language early on. It's like in those developmental stages, they are able to understand
to pick it up even faster and everything. Yeah,
better than adults, you know.
Exactly. Sure. So before we go, any events, anything exciting happening in the next 3-4 weeks, Steve?
We've got one event that I'm super excited about, but before we go there, I just want to give a shout out to Mary at Independence, great local business. Yeah. So thank you for supporting her. We've got Gator Nationals coming up in March, right? It's a big annual event over at the racetrack. It's the largest economic development impact our community sees all year.
Wow.
If you added up like all the home games at UF, this is more than that, right? As far as the impact for hotels and restaurants and everything. So we look forward to hosting that every year, but we're doing the Chamber Racing Experience on February 11th out at the track. We're inviting all the community to come on out, enjoy some networking, some appetizers, and 40 of the attendees will have an opportunity to have their name drawn, to put a helmet on, jump in this Mustang that's all souped up, and be driven down Gator Nationals track over 100 miles an hour.
Wow.
I saw your face. You're like, wow.
I rode in it last year, and it is wild.
You are driving it like you are driving it?
Oh, no. Professional drivers.
Oh, professional drivers. I got like, what is going on?
No. So NHRA helps host this for us, and there's a company called El Bandito. They're a tequila manufacturer.
Yeah.
They bring their cars, and they bring their drivers, and they race down the track with passengers from attendees. Nice. So it's a really cool experience.
Wow. Okay. In that case, I'm going to do it.
February 11th. Be there.
That's awesome.
So cool.
Well, I want to thank you, Julie, for being here. That was awesome having you here with us. And of course, Steve, you know, for making it happen. Our monthly meeting here, monthly segment, Chamber Talk, Radio Talk here at Tu Fiesta Radio. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I hope you guys, if you have any question, let us know. We don't know production. If we have anyone right now on YouTube, we have people always watching on Facebook from Children's Trust of Alachua County. They were watching Elizabeth Trevor, Jose Castillo, and many more that we can read the names right there. If you have any question about leadership games or young professional, just even as simple as join the Chamber of Commerce, you know, let us know in the comments, and we're gonna make sure you get in touch with Julian and with the team, so you get your the answers that you need to be part of this wonderful family that it only keeps growing and growing. So we want you to be part of that.
We do have a message from Elizabeth Trevor on our Facebook chat. She's sharing. She's like, I'm participating in Gainesville 51. A fantastic program that helps connect companies with individuals. And she's learning a lot about Alachua County itself, so it's probably a program that is going in Alachua County. But she also shared, and Julian, she's a beautiful person.
All right. Hey.
Muchas gracias.
Testimonials.
Getting our fans excited at the audience. Very nice. All right, guys, quédate con nosotros que ya mismo vamos a regresar en nuestra próxima hora. Thank you once again, Julian.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Nos vemos en la próxima hora del show
de la mañana.
En Gainesville, Florida, la casa de los latinos. Tu fiesta, tu fiesta radio.
soy Gilberto Santa Rosa y los invito a sintonizar Tu Fiesta Radio.
Hola, ¿qué tal? It's your girl Becky G. Los quiero mucho.
Soy Camilo. Tú sabes cómo va, te habla Nicky Jam.
Hola, soy Shakira.
Dímelo. Nosotros somos el grupo Manana.
Soy Melina León. Sintoniza en Tu Fiesta Radio.
Hola, ¿qué tal, amigos? Yo soy Juanes.
Somos Flor de Tabaco y los invitamos a sintonizar Tu Fiesta Radio.
La variedad 24/7.